Continuing to stand tall, alert, feet rooting, collarbones broad, eyes steady. Just taking a moment to take a breath in and arms rise overhead. And an exhale, arms to side of the body. Noticing if the body's swaying. And again, inhaling, arms rise, chest lifts. Exhale as we fold forward. Bring your hands to shins or fingers to knees. Take a breath in, lift the spine halfway parallel to the floor, and an exhale as we refold. And again, inhaling to rise, lift the chest, arms reach, gaze lifts, and exhale, arms to sides of the body. Inhaling, arms rise, exhaling as we fold forward. Inhaling as we lengthen halfway up, taking crown of the head forward, and an exhale as we refold back down. Full breath in as we rise up, lifting the chest, feet really firm, legs alert, and an exhalation, arms back to sides of the body. One more half sun salutation, inhaling, arms rise, exhaling as we fold forward, taking the heart forward, inhaling halfway, lengthening through spine, crown of the head, and an exhale, refold. And inhaling to rise, lift the chest, nice wide, eagle arms, and an exhale, palms back to sides of the body. Taking a breath in, arms rise, exhaling as we fold for nice long spine. Inhale halfway, extending spine, crown of the head forward, and an exhale, refold. This time stepping the right foot back and the left foot back, coming into plank position and taking a breath in plank position. Inhale first and an exhale as we press back to downward facing dog. Adjusting hands, adjusting feet, stabilizing, fingers spread, back of the knuckles firm, eyes steady. And a couple of steadying breaths in and out. Just finding ourselves here, perhaps swaying again or pedaling through the legs. Just small, minute movements, preparing to take the left leg up on the inhale. Exhale, knee to chest. Then bringing the foot through to the outside of the right side of the body. We're on the outside edge of the left foot with a flex in the ankle, chest parallel to the floor, and just adjusting hands a little bit further forward so we're not stacking that weight too much down to those wrists. So we're getting into the outer hip now for a couple of full breaths in and out. Not forcing anything. Remembering we're using those strong arms. Both legs are alert. And we'll bring an inhale in, left leg stepping back to right, and just finding down dog again. Second side, inhale, right leg rises, exhale, knee to chest, transitioning the foot through and out to the left side. Just sneaking that foot as far forward, and we're on the outside edge of the right foot now with the ankle flexed. Again, rotating the chest down, relax the jaw, soften the shoulders. A couple of steady breaths in and out. Each side different, so just noticing if that's any different. And we'll come out of that gently bringing that right leg back to left, taking a few moments to feel the rebound in down dog. Let's rise up high onto the balls of the feet and an exhale, bending the knees, coming into a nice long spine in down dog. Finding neutral position again. And let's walk the feet in by placing heels of the feet, ball of the feet and toes, one at a time, stepping forward. As you arrive at the top of the mat in your fold, holding opposite elbows if that feels nice, or maybe just allowing the arms to hang down. And just taking a few moments here to sway, to let the weight pour down. And then rolling up slowly, vertebrae, vertebrae, coming into an upright position, standing tall and alert. Releasing arms back to side of the body. And taking a breath in as we lift the chest, reach the arms up to sky, and an exhale as we fold forward. Coming into halfway extension, inhaling there, and exhaling as we refold, and stepping back again into plank position. In plank, take a breath in, palms under shoulders on the balls of the feet, and an exhale as we press the hips up nice and high to down dog. Taking right leg up this time on the inhale, and exhale, stepping the right foot through between the hands. Coming into our low lunge, left palm to inside of right foot, right arm sweeps up. We're here for a couple of breaths, nice open spinal rotation. And maybe a little lean back in that upper back. Bringing the right hand down, stepping back to down dog. Take a few breaths in through nose and out. And the left leg rises, inhale. Exhale, left foot steps through between those hands. Right palm down to the inside of the foot, taking the left arm up. And again, just noticing that space there in the chest. Taking that inhale into the chest. And then exhale as the left hand comes down and stepping left foot back to right. Finding down dog again. Adjusting those four corners. Moving forward on the inhale, plank position. And we'll exhale to lower the knees down. We're lowering the chest down, elbows into the rib cage. And moving into cobra pose as we lift the chest. So we're lifting the heart space, collarbones broad. And then exhale as we lower back down. Now bringing hands behind us, legs extended and interlacing fingers. We're going to come up into locust pose on the inhale. Pressing those fingers back towards the legs. Couple of breaths in and out, opening the chest, keeping the jaw relaxed. And maybe lifting those feet and bringing them down to the floor. Okay, well done guys. Inhale, we're pressing up to all fours position. And let's take a moment in child's pose as we take the hips back to the heels. Perhaps walking palms to the centre, so the middle of the mat, the middle of your centre. We're going to place a palm on top of a hand. It doesn't matter which way you go first. Having that slight lift of the forearms, lift of the top of the arms, and placing the head there between the arms, resting it down onto the mat or onto a pillow. So it's quite a nice way to get into the shoulders and the upper back. That's too intense. Just have some space between the hands. And then swapping over. So take a few breaths on each side. The other hand onto the other hand. A couple of breaths in and out slow. Aware of that stretch sensation in the upper back, shoulders. Relaxing the jaw. And let's release those hands, taking the arms wide, preparing to come back up to tabletop position. And in tabletop, we'll move into a little bit of spinal rotation. So we're going to come into some cat-cow positioning. Checking in that your knees are roughly hip width, shoulders, evenly spaced, maybe a bit wider than palms, or palms a bit wider or forward than shoulders. And we're moving up and down as we breathe in and out. Rounding the spine on the exhale, tucking chin to chest. And inhaling as we curl the tailbone up, let the belly dip, chest open, shoulders hugging back. And exhaling as we draw the tailbone down. Back of the body rounding, belly to back and chin to chest. Inhaling as we lengthen through waist, chest forward, slide the shoulders back. Exhaling as we draw the tailbone down. So we're getting this stretch now across the back of the body. Really press those palms and arms down, really getting into that back there. And then again, inhaling as we open, looking forward. And exhaling as we round, bringing belly back to spine. Take another one or two here, your own timing. Inhaling and exhaling. Well done. Okay, coming back into neutral positioning. We're going to come into thread the needle. So taking the left arm out and threading that underneath the right. We're on the temple on the left side of the head. And extending the right arm now over the head. Sitting bones nice and high, so roughly stacking hips above the knees. And we're turning through the chest here and the spine. Here for a few breaths, in through nose and out through nose. Inhaling and exhaling. And let's take an inhale to bring the right arm back, pressing the floor away, coming back to centre. And this time extending the right arm, sweeping it through the left, and just teasing down the side of the head. So just gently coming down, left arm extends. Breathing into the chest and slowly breathing out. Again, mild spinal rotations, really nice way to get into the sides of the body. And let's bring that left hand back. Pressing floor away, coming back to all fours position. Preparing to go back to downward facing dog. And again, just finding hands and feet. Stabilising through those fingers. Teasing hips up nice and high. And let's inhale, lift the heels, swiveling them over to one side. Exhale them down. Inhale, picking up heels, swiveling over to the second side. And peeling them down. Coming back to centre, pedaling through, just adjusting. And on the inhale, let's take the right leg up and exhale as we externally rotate the front of the hip, taking a bend of the knee. So back into our three-legged dog, getting into the front of the glute there, quadricep muscle, and then bringing the right knee towards the right armpit, single-legged plank, and transferring the knee to the left side. Now bringing the foot forward in between the hands, low lunge position, and taking that right arm up, so coming back into that nice spacious twist. Inhaling there, exhaling as we come back, circling the foot, and then just circling the hip a few times, clockwise and anti-clockwise. This time option is to bring the hands down to the inside of the foot, and really just depending on how, mobile and open you feel, you could bring those forearms down onto the floor or onto a block. So we're trying to not compensate anything. There's very much an active extended back leg, not collapsing anywhere, not overdoing it or entering a world of pain. Okay, when that feels enough, bringing those hands back, opening the chest one more time, little lean back in the upper back this time, really breathe in fully, and exhale as the hands circle the floor. Let's take that foot back to meet the left, resetting in downward facing dog. Okay, let's go to the second side now. In between, let's inhale plank, exhale as we lower down to the floor with control. Inhale, we're lifting up into our cobra pose, opening the chest, hugging elbows into the rib cage, and exhale as we return down. Inhale, all fours position, exhale, pressing back to downward facing dog. So next, this time, left leg rises on the inhale. Exhale, take a moment to open the front of the hip, bending the knee, coming into that three-legged dog with a twist. Take a full breath in through that left side of the body. And then as we exhale, slowly starting to draw the knee towards the left armpit. There for a breath in, transferring the knee underneath you to the right side. Really use those strong arms here to press the floor away. And then stepping foot through between those hands. So we're taking the left arm up this time, pressing the right hand down firmly, opening the chest. Little lean back in the upper back. Taking inhale and an exhale as we transfer both hands down to the inside of the left foot. Same options here, so stay nice and high or to lower down if permits. So there's a deeper stretch here through the back of the hamstring, front of the quadricep, the hip flexor on the right side. So we're not forcing it. Takes time sometimes to access some of these bigger parts of the body, bigger muscle groups. Staying there, then coming back to palms when we're ready. Let's take another twist, opening the chest. Full breath in. And a breath out as you bring those palms down. Taking left foot back to right and just finding yourself back in downward facing dog. Well done, guys. On the inhale, bringing the shins forward this time. And we're going to exhale as we bring them down. Coming into a seated position. Now, options here to get a little bit more into the sole of the feet by sitting on the heels and curling the toes. If that's too much for the feet or any part of the body, you can adjust this. There's lots of ways we can take this position. So maybe sitting on some padding between the heels and the buttocks, or padding the knees underneath you. You could even sit on the top of the feet and not on the toes at all. So find a way or a method of accessing the position that feels most comfortable. We are going to notice a sensation of stretch, especially if you're sitting on the heels. So if anybody's dealing with anything like plantar fasciitis, for example, really common in runners, it's a really good way to start to find a good stretch through the whole of the surface of the foot. Getting into the fascia, stretching the base of the toes, so make sure you've released the pinky as well. Let's bring the spine into a neutral position, taking a breath in and a breath out. Well done. And releasing yourself now. We're going to come to a seated position. So let's extend the legs in front for a moment. And before we come into some kind of collapsing forms of a forward fold, let's try and optimize this fold by bending the knees. Take a breath in, lift the chest, and then exhale as we gently fold. So again, unless you've got really not tight hamstrings or calves, you're going to want to bend the knees. If you've got a strap handy, you could use a strap. Otherwise, you can just simply bend the knees. So it's really hard to find a forward fold without collapsing in the back or kind of crushing the chest. So I find bending the knees gives you a chance to access a forward fold without forcing anything. If you feel that there's some stretch or some release in the back of those legs, having now practiced yoga for the last, I'd say about half an hour or so, maybe testing out, extending the legs down, a little less bend of the knees. And again, coming up on the inhale, lengthen the spine, lift the chest, roll the shoulders down, exhale as we slowly fold. Doesn't matter so much here where you take those hands. They could be on the shins or holding the big toes or the feet. And we'll take an inhale as we slowly come back up there, and an exhale just to coming down now to lying on the back of the body. So let's take the left ankle across the right knee, just before the knee on the right thigh. We're going to draw the left leg towards us by using the right leg to steer first. And then picking up the head and the neck, let's interlace the hands through and around the right thigh. And inhale and an exhale as we draw the head, the neck, the shoulders down, and the left leg towards the belly. Having a flex of both ankles, so there's a sense of alertness through the legs and the ankles. Only drawing down that leg as much as feels good. It is a deeper stretch here again, so we're not pulling aggressively. Checking that we can still breathe steadily, inhaling and exhaling without forcing or holding the breath. Okay, now releasing your hands as slowly bring the right foot down to the mat, keeping the left leg where you have it. Now moving into a spinal twist. Now like someone literally came along and tipped you onto your side, you're going to twist down to the right side of the body. Left foot on the floor, left knee pointing upwards. The right hand closest to the left shin or outer ankle can hold it. And we're taking the left arm up to the top left corner. So take a few moments here, adjust the shoulders down. If we're picking up or hovering, if anything's pinching, try to smooth out the upper back, connection to the floor, really key here. And it's a nice, mild, elongated stretch to the outside of the left side. Staying here for a breath in and a breath out. Let's gently release now, coming up and out, and resetting hips. So doing all of that on the second side, taking right ankle to the left thigh. Breath in, breath out as we curl up, collecting fingers around or collecting that left thigh now, interlacing around the leg. Slowly teasing down the head, the neck, the shoulders, and drawing the left leg in. Again, flexing both ankles. Finding that sweet spot where we can access the stretch without entering kind of pain or real uncomfortable sensation. Let's take another breath in through nose and a slow breath out. It's a really good way to get into those hamstrings one more time. And another inhale and an exhale. And we'll inhale to slowly bring the leg down, keeping the right leg where you have it and extending those arms away. And again, like someone came along and pushed you onto the left side this time. Right foot finds the floor, right knee pointing up towards the sky, and the hand closest to the right shin or outer ankle can take a hold. Taking the right arm up to the opposite right corner and not overstretching or reaching. Keep the shoulders relaxed down, melting down to the floor. And we're here for a couple of breaths into the right side of the body. Really get that breath fully into the side, into the hip, to the rib cage, and slowly exhale. Take another inhale and a long, complete exhale. We're going to slowly release the right leg, drawing 2 knees back to the ceiling and resetting arms, hugging knees into belly for a moment. Perhaps tucking in nice and tight there, lifting the head, lifting the neck, shoulders, and then exhale as we bring the head down. Moving into a little bit of happy baby before we finish off. So taking knees wider. You can hold really anything here. If you've got longer arms, you might find that you can kind of catch the heels there or the outer feet. Holding the calves or anything's going to work. We're taking the knees wider and really draw the length of the spine down here. If you find that you're hovering, if the bottom or the hips is hovering, can we draw the spine down, draw the tailbone down? Really feel that length there from the base of the head all the way through to the last point of the spine. And perhaps straightening one leg and bending the other knee so we can move a little bit fluidly, getting into the legs. Final chance here to extend and get that nice deep stretch there. Now extending both legs up towards the ceiling. And let's take a few moments now to just flush out anything left there by pointing and flexing toes and ankles. Circling ankles in one direction and then going in the other direction. This is great for circulation in the legs. Really good alternative to shoulder stands. You haven't really got to lift the back up at all. Just keeping those legs extended is going to cultivate some fresh oxygenation in the legs, circulation, and releasing any last heaviness or dullness in the legs. Bringing the feet down now, knees bent, feet about hip width apart, and arms to side of the body. Moving into bridge position on the inhale, pressing the hips up, working up through the spine just gently, and keeping the head and the neck and the shoulders down. So the feet want to remain firm here. And options here are to keep the arms alongside the body, or you could even slide something underneath the lower back. If you've got a brick or a block handy, rolling up a blanket will definitely work as well. We can keep that support there under the spine. This is a really nice way to open the front of the body. Keep it light, keep it easy. Feeling the thighs press up, shins draw forward, hip points, hip creases, drawing up towards the sky. Let's stay here for a couple of breaths, in through nose and out slowly. Just feeling that space through the front, through the back. Taking another couple of breaths in and out, no rush. And if you've got anything underneath you, maybe now is the time to remove it. And slowly bringing the spine down vertebrae by vertebrae. Extending one leg down and the other leg down when you do arrive back onto the floor or onto your mat. And just feel that the left side and the right side is evenly placed. Let the feet flop, the arms can come out a little bit further now, encouraging the chest to open, shoulders to draw down. Let's take a deep inhale through the nose and a long exhale. Let the weight of the body pour down. Coming to being still and quiet now as we rest for the last few moments of our practice. Well done, everybody. You can stay here now for as long as you feel works for you and is necessary. Embracing just being quiet and still at the end of that strong practice. Well done, and namaste.